Hey y'all, it's me Nina and we're back with another video for this week. I have noticed a trend in my videos where for whatever reason I feel like we're tapering off, not getting as many views, but one video that did get more views is basically the one that was on an Everlane haul, and I'm wearing one of the shirts from the Everlane haul. I actually ended up loving it, but more as like a home shirt. I wear it with like shorts or whatever, or like, you know, lounging pants. And I realized that I need to create content that's useful, and to be honest, I really like creating reviews and lifestyle related content in addition to advice videos. So I thought for today, also because I feel like I'm tapped out of advice, I would create a review on this tote that I've had for a year now, and I've had like so much to say about this. So I thought I'd create this for those of you who are maybe interested in buying it or just curious about it, because yeah, I have things to say about it. And I think Everlane's a brand that I love supporting. It's ethical, and it has an ethos that I really love. So, but at the same time, I'm not being sponsored by them. I'm not being sent anything, though you could send me things, Everlane, I love that. But because of that, I feel like I'm very objective with my review and can tell you clearly what I think of it, because this has amazing reviews on the website, but I don't think it necessarily deserves it. So let's get into the tea. So this is the Everlane Day Market tote, and I looked at it from afar and really liked it because I saw a picture of Meghan Markle with it. And I think the biggest thing that will help you to enjoy this tote, and what stopped me from enjoying it, was I misunderstood its function. This is like a huge bag essentially, but it's actually very thin. So I bought this in hopes of, as a teacher, kind of stuffing it with all my teacher stuff, like my binder, my laptop, my whatever. And I thought I could carry this around school. And what's funny is my co-teacher actually kind of does that. And I think she likes the tote and she's fine with it. But we both, I guess, something I'm sensitive to about this, and maybe because I overstuffed it, but I personally do not like seeing wear and tear on the leather. And if you look at this, let me go closer, you could see wear and tear throughout. Like over here, there's a little bit along the side here. It's a very soft leather, but it's definitely getting kind of beat up. And I don't actually mind this wear and tear too much. But basically what I did, and like cautionary tale for those of you who are thinking of buying this, this is not meant to carry like all of your stuff, like your heavy books and your laptop and whatever. You can throw a lot of like random things in here, but this is essentially meant to be like a market tote. Like you go, I literally have like, right now I have my card holder. I have a pencil that my friend Peace gave me with a tissue. Like, look how cute that pencil is. But yeah, I have a pencil that I keep in there for easy access, like a little lip gloss, and like a little pouch. Like that's it. That's what I'm carrying in here, and I'll bring it like that. And when I use it like this, it serves its purpose pretty well. But it's also a huge bag that is empty. And when I first got it, I think I just scratched it too. Great. It's like it has a scratch mark on it now. But when I first got it, I stuffed it up and like had a bunch of stuff, and the very first time I wore it, it developed this awful scratch, like not scratch, like a stretch that like went all across this part and was very visible, to the point where like when I pointed out to friends, they were literally like, that's ridiculous. Like you paid, this is what, $160, and your leather is stretched out like that. And I initially emailed Everlane and they did nothing. They kind of just said, oh, that's not the purpose of the tote, you overstuffed it, that's why. But I emailed them again and explained to them that that was the first day I wore it. I didn't realize that. I've been a customer for a long time. And they eventually resent me this tote that I've been now using properly. But for a while, I was carrying around that initial tote that was stretched out, and it wasn't always noticeable, but I knew it. And if I ever pointed it out to any friends, they were kind of shocked that that happened to that bag. So yeah, I did overstuff it, but I also didn't realize that I was overstuffing it, or I wasn't supposed to. And that happened from the very first time I wore it. Now this bag, Everlane has come out with a new bag that has more textured leather. And I actually went to Kiwana, and I was visiting Kiwana with this bag. They're another ethical company that makes a bag kind of like this. And I kind of wish I'd gotten their bag because they had the textured leather before Everlane even came out with it. And the sales associate explained to me that because this is such a soft leather, it will scratch, that will happen to it. Yeah, it's beautiful, like it has like such a nice sheen to it, but that is kind of the nature of this leather. And if you don't want that to happen, you need a pebbled leather. So overall, I think this is great if you like this look. I still think that this leather is beautiful, but one thing the sales associate Kiwana pointed out to me was you kind of only want this kind of leather on like a small surface, like you know, they sometimes have those like smaller cosmetic pouches, like that would be something good to have, this kind of like smooth leather. So I would not recommend this unless you are only going to use it for tiny items, and if you're okay with the fact that it's a little high maintenance, or if you're not okay with the fact that it's high maintenance, you're okay with the fact that it's going to get kind of scratched up and you're okay with that look overall. Otherwise, I would recommend getting something like the Kiwana pebbled leather tote, or even the Everlane has a new one. I don't know what that works like, but same token, I'm still glad I have this because I think it's still a beautiful look, and I have different photos I've taken over time, and I don't know, maybe I'll answer them now. Different photos where I've worn this. I think it's a beautiful look. I think it looks super elegant. It looks put together, you know? But at the same time, if you're looking for a catch-all bag to carry all your things, kind of like a Neverfull or a Tory Burch tote or other things like that, I think that there are other options out there that are better than this, because this is essentially a flimsy little catch-all kind of tote, but it's not really meant for what I thought it would be for. But yeah, still love Everlane, I still love this bag, and I still use it a ton. I'm just more careful about how I use it. But yeah, that's it. Comment down below, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you own this tote? Would you buy it still just because it's a really nice look, and it does look really nice. It's a really pretty sheen to it, and it isn't crazy, especially when you're considering the price of something like a Neverfull or even Tory Burch totes. Chase Amie made a cool video where she actually mentions this, and she doesn't like it that much, and I'll link that video down below as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next week.